So, as you know, in the past week or so, we have managed to see Xabi Alonso leave Real Madrid. We have seen Enzo Maresca leave Chelsea. We have seen Ruben Amorim sacked from United. We've seen Wilfred Nancy get sacked at Celtic. But some way, somehow, Thomas Frank still remains at Hotspur way. Bad enough that we're letting him tank our entire season, throwing away cups. But we're now letting him have the January window as well. And he is absolutely sabotaging this team from the inside out. I had to sleep on it. Because news broke last night, as you all saw on Twitter, I'm sure. Conor Gallagher, here we go to Tottenham Hotspur. It seems like he is going to be the midfield signing coming in this January. And you know what? It feels like the January window is meant to be a saving grace. Is meant to be a moment to really address issues in your squad or take advantage of an opportunity that's there in the market, a la what City have done with Semenyo. And I feel like we did that a couple of years back, I remember, with Kulusevski, Bentancur. But the January window is one of those windows you know you're not going to get an overhaul. And those of you that were on this channel, you saw a couple of weeks ago, I did a video with Kish talking about potential targets for January. We talked about the need for a left back. We talked about the need for a centre mid. We talked about the need for a left winger. Those three positions must be addressed. But we spoke about the centre mid in particular. We said, you know what? We seem to have a lot of the same profiles. We need a deep line playmaker. We need someone who can get on the ball and dictate the game. We need someone who can control the tempo when nerves are getting high to just slow us down again. Someone who can collect the ball from the centre-backs and spray passes forward. And I'm sorry, Conor Gallagher. I like Conor Gallagher as well. That's the worst thing. I love a dog. However, it is the wrong profile and a horrible allocation of funds, in my opinion. When you look at your team, what your team is lacking, and that's the signing that you decide to go with, you either don't have eyes or you don't have a brain. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. You look at the profiles that we have. Palhinha in midfield, anchorman, ball winner. Archie Gray, anchorman, ball winner. Bentancur, anchorman, ball winner. Yves Bissouma, anchorman, ball winner. Pape Sarr, box-to-box midfielder. Bergvall, box-to-box midfielder, despite being grossly misprofiled as a winger. And Conor Gallagher now coming in as a box-to-box midfielder. That's 7 midfielders of the same ilk, same type, same profiles. When you know clearly all season long, one of the biggest issues has been for Spurs, controlling games in midfield, being able to build out through the midfield. You know what? Let me show you something quickly as well, actually, because I've got Conor Gallagher's FB ref up here, yeah. The key thing we're looking for from our midfield is passing, is controlling, is getting on the ball with that bit of composure and dictating the tempo, organisation. When I see passes attempted 47 in a game, that's concerning. From a central midfielder to pass the ball 47 times, I'm seeing certain midfielders get 100 plus. Then I delve deeper into those passing stats. And then I see the total passing distance. In terms of short passes, he's great. Medium, he can't play anything medium. He's in the 27 and 22nd percentile. In terms of long passes, it's even lower. In terms of key passes, passes into final third, expected assist, progressive passes. These are all the things we're looking for from a midfielder in that position. And I'm sorry, Conor Gallagher, the stats are telling me he is not the answer. So what are we doing here spending 40 great British sterling pounds on this? And then the worst thing is, I saw on Twitter last night, there was this little graphic of pass percentage success versus progressive passes per 90. Look where Conor Gallagher is, ladies and gentlemen. He is just where the rest of our midfield is. How does he improve the situation? How does he make us a better midfield? I like Conor Gallagher, but it is not the right player. This signing single-handedly kills any hopes you have of developing Pape Sarr, of developing Bergvall, of developing Archie Gray. 3 players who I think all Spurs fans were pretty excited about moving forward. 3 players who we thought, you know what? every time they've been given opportunities, they seem like there's something there, something raw. All they need is the right coaching. And unfortunately now we've signed a player who I guarantee you guys, this three-lunged guy is going to play every single minute and he's going to be available for every single game, which is going to be detrimental to all three of those players that I spoke about. Three players who are highly touted, have very high ceilings, and in my opinion have shown enough for them to be trusted over the next couple of years and be developed right. And instead, we have done a favor for Atletico Madrid by covering the losses. They're only losing 2 million euros. We are paying 40 million British pounds to essentially stifle ourselves, to help Atletico cover their losses and to help Conor Gallagher get to the World Cup. Why are we doing favors for other people and not doing favors for ourselves? I mean, if you're spending 40 million on Conor Gallagher, now you leave yourself the heavy load of offloading. And we all know we are horrible sellers. We're struggling to sell Bissouma. Are we going to make Palhinha permanent? Bentancur has just been renewed. And people will say the signing has come in because Bentancur's out injured for 3 months. Can we not make it a loan? Why do we have to make it permanent? Why do we have to make it a permanent signing? As if Bentancur's not going to be back from injury in 3 months' time. Is the plan to sign Conor Gallagher permanently and then sell Bentancur in the summer? Because none of this is really making sense. You have zero playmakers in midfield. You have zero technical midfielders. The only one that I would look at out of that group and say Yves Bissouma could maybe become what we need. But he's been here 3.5 years and we know damn well we're not getting a tune out of him. We've seen what the disgrace he's doing at AFCON right now. And now we've got essentially a bunch of runners in midfield and a bunch of shin kickers. How are you going to create? How are you going to control a game? We wonder why we struggle to control games at home. It's because of things like this. We have battle warriors. We have Beyblades. We don't have midfielders. And you just know the inevitable of Palhinha being permanent is going to happen. And then Conor Gallagher next to him with his availability. I'm sorry, if you are a Tottenham fan sitting here looking forward to Conor Gallagher and Palhinha midfield pivot, you are out of your fucking mind. You are a sicko. You are someone who doesn't care about the progression of this club. You just want to be, because I saw people tweeting out, I like Palhinha, I like Gallagher, yeah. Hard worker, desire, passion. He's going to run hard for the badge. I don't need that. I already have enough of those dudes running around like headless chickens. I need controllers. I need wise heads, composed players. And you lot are going to look forward to that ping pong ball in midfield. It doesn't make sense to me, honestly. It just doesn't make sense to me. And let me tell you something, yeah. If they make Palhinha permanent, which is I think a rumoured around 20-25 mil the fee, Conor Gallagher for 40 million, whatever it is, that's going to be about 60-70 million spent. Aston Villa, who whipped us on the weekend, everyone talks about how great their midfield is, yeah? Onana, Kamara, Tielemans for a total of 50 million. Legs, composure, aggression, technical ability, controlling a midfield. That's what they're capable of doing with 50 million. As I said at the start of the video, I don't hate Conor Gallagher. Good player. Wrong profile. Gross misuse of funds. And I'm sorry, if this is the start of the window, if I'm being told what I'm getting as a left back cover for Udogie is a Brazilian kid that, no disrespect to him, I don't know anything about Souza. So I hope he is an exciting talent who blows my mind, a Marcelo gem. But I'm not holding my breath. Because so far, even the other youngsters that we've signed in the Bergvaus, the SARS, we've shown we don't know how to develop them. We've shown we don't know how to coach them. How have we developed Odebert? How have we developed Tell? How have we developed Udogie? We're not good at developing these youngsters. So that doesn't fill me with excitement. And then I'm looking at my midfield hoping a controller can come in. Someone that's a little bit of a different mold to the rest of what we have. And I get Conor Gallagher, who is a chip off the old block. It makes no sense. No sense whatsoever. Like, I'm not even excited to see now what we're going to do to address Johnson leaving. Kudus out injured. Because if Bentancur being out injured means Conor Gallagher comes in, then hey, I might get Dwight McNeil on the wings. And they'll tell me, hey, he works and runs just as quick as Kudus. Do you know what I mean? Light for light. You lot are out your mind. I'm sorry. But this manager, this board, I spoke about it. Especially this board. I'm not even talking about this manager anymore because I'm done with him. And we know what we're going to get for the rest of the season. However, this board, the fact that there is talks of they're indecisive about this manager. Half the board want him out. Half the board don't want him here. Half the board don't trust his signings. Half the board don't like his signings. Yet you lot are still keeping him on. Yet you lot are still deciding this is how a club should be run. If you lot are the ones making the signings and this is who you lot think we need. This is why sometimes I get it when football fans think they can run a football club. Or football fans think they can be the manager of a football club. Because, listen, we're all just a bunch of fans at home. We hope we can see things from an outsider's perspective sometimes. But my God, if you can't see the need for a creator in that midfield, and I know some people will say, oh, there will be another signing coming in. I'm not going to hold my breath. I saw those talks of Alex Baena and all these lot. I'm not going to be convinced till I see it with my eyes. And right now, honestly, this squad is bleeding. This manager is bleeding. This board doesn't have a clue as to where they're taking us. What is the ambition for Spurs? I don't even think it's to be a Champions League club anymore. It's certainly not to win silverware. It's certainly not to be a competitive side. What is the actual ambition of this team right now? Because these types of signings, I don't know what it tells me. I am watching the slow decline and the slow death of a team that has been one of the better sides in the Premier League for the past 20 years. Whether you like it or not, whether you say, Spurs, they don't win stuff or whatever, we have been in and around there, around the top six for as long as you like for the past 20 years. The amount of times we've qualified for Champions League, the amount of times we've got to semi-finals, won the Europa League last year, was meant to be a platform that we say, you know what, we're going to use this to build the next 5 years. You know what, we're going to use this to rid that kind of Spursy tag that we had of the last year. And instead, what we've decided is we're going to go with more of the same. And I'm sorry if I sound like a doomer. I'm sorry if I sound negative. I don't mean it to come across like that. But I'm just a reflection of what I'm seeing. Oh, man. This club, man, it will be the end of us, I'm telling you. It will be the end of us. Now, I hope other signings are made, but I'm not too hopeful, if I'm being honest. I hope another midfielder comes in who can really control and create this midfield. I really hope we get an X factor in that front line. Get me an Iliman Njai. Get me an Omar Marmoush. Get me somebody exciting who's going to get me off my feet and make me think, you know what, I can hang my hat on that. Because right now, this squad is bleeding, this manager is bleeding, and this board is blind. So where this club is going, I don't know. But let me know all your thoughts. What do you lot think of the Conor Gallagher signing? What do you lot think of the Souza signing? What do you lot think of Thomas Frank still being here? What do you lot think of that midfield selection that we have right there? Who else would you like to see addressed in the summer as well? Or throughout the rest of this window? But let me know all your thoughts in the comments. I will catch you guys on the next one. I appreciate everybody who's been showing support to the channel as well. We've just hit 17k. Massive shout out to everybody. The road to 25k is still on. Smash a like if you can, if you've got to this point. I will catch you guys on the next one. Till next time, peeps. Take care.